Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. This video will give a solution to the first assignment of COMP9321 with a full walkthrough. So let's get started. For those who haven't taken this course before, let me briefly introduce the tasks of this assignment. The assignment uses a subset of the publication data from DBLP, which is a computer science bibliography website, to build a web application that allows a user to search the publication based on its publication title, publication type, authors, and years, venues, etc. So it can check the details of the publication, add it to the shopping cart, and also it allows a user to remove it from shopping cart anytime. So we decompose the assignment into 4 main tasks: XML file parsing, the implementation of main controller, the search function, and the shopping cart function. So let's move to our first part, the data layer. For this assignment, we don't have a database. Instead, we need to parse the XML file to extract the publication detail to build a data layer. The data source looks like this. In this DBLP.xml file, there are a total of 10 publication types, including article, proceedings, in collections, and etc. And for each publication type, we have many attributes like title, pages, year, and book titles, etc. Our work is to extract these informations and put them in the server side of our web application. To extract this information, we use sexparser. Sexparser is a stream-based processor. The parser only keeps a small part of XML stream in memory as it parses, so it can process the file very fast. Java already provides us with some very convenient functions in Sex. We only focus on 3 functions: the start element, the characters, and the end element. Start element deals with the situation that we meet the starting tag of a publication type. So if we meet a type such as article, proceeding, then I know it's the time to create a new publication object. By the way, the form that we use to store the publication for this assignment is a publication class, which we can see with one publication tag and many or all of the publication attributes. So every time we meet a new starting element, we create a new publication. And for the rest characters, I maintain a string to keep the characters until we meet an end element that I can use the setters in the publication class to set the attributes for it. Now let's move to our second part, the main controller. The main controller is the center which deals with the incoming and outgoing requests. It has 2 very important functions called doGet and doPost. So for this assignment, we only focus on the doGet method, which retrieves data which are identified through the URL. Now let's look at the main servlet. Here we wrote a main controller, which extends the HTTP servlet, and we initialize a array list, which called pubs, to store the publications that we just extract from the sexparser. In the init function, we launched the sexparser to import the publication data to this array list, and and now let's just skip to our third part, the search function, because it's better to explain the doGet to see how the main controller works with the front page with the specific example. So from the search JSP, the user enters all the searching criteria and click the submit button. to send all the searching criteria to the main controller, which is in the form of this request map, parameter map. And we wrote a query function which packed in the query class, which searched the publication based on a combination of these 5 attributes. We firstly set up a result array list to store the matched publications, and basically we just go through the publication array list which we previously extracted from the XML file, and only when all the non-null searching criteria match the attributes of a certain publication, we put this publication in the results list, and eventually we send this whole results array list to our main controller. Now we should control the amount of entries presented to the user. So here we wrote a pagination function that allows only 10 publications to be shown at one time. And here comes a major technical issue. How can we send the data from our controller to the front page to users' presentation? And we don't just want to present the data. We need to maintain this data as well. The problem with HTTP request response pattern is that it is stateless. Nothing is remembered between the requests from the same user. So here we import the concept called session. A session is a conversational state between client and server, and it consists of multiple request and response between the server and the client. We can use the setAttributes function to set up a pair of attributes name and attributes value. For example, here we set a attribute name with the called result pubs, and its value is the array list with the result publications. And to send this value, we have this request.dispatcher. And what this does is it sets the pages that we want to send the data to. Here our destination is called result.jsp, and the forward finally helps us to send all these values out. Now we are moving to our final part, the shopping cart. The two major functions of our shopping cart is add to cart and remove from cart, which are of course controlled by the main servlet. Similarly, we initialize a shopping cart array list, and inside of which are the publications. What we need to do is just add into or remove items from this cart publications and send this array list to our cart.jsp. So when we want to add an item to the shopping cart, we actually send the publication ID back to the controller to add an item from the whole publication list to the shopping cart list. And when we want to remove the item from our shopping cart list, we just send this ID back to the controller to tell it to remove the item. So here comes the major problem. The controller receives publication IDs for both adding to cart and remove from cart functions. How can the servlet identify the functions that it can know what actions should be taken to deal with the incoming request? Here's the little trick that we can do to help the main controller to identify the action it can take. So for example, when we decide to send the publication ID, we also send a name value pair with the name called action and the value called add. So when the main servlet received a pair with the action name with value called add, then at the same time it can receive another value which must be the publication ID it needs to add to the shopping cart. And similarly, when we get the actions value called remove, we know now it's the time to remove from the shopping cart. So that's all for today's video. Hope this video can give you some help for developing your own dynamic web project. Thanks for watching. Bye.